Hey, LTC here, and I'm here with a contest entry for Jeff Whitcher's Vinyl Destinations. Big fan of his channel. He does all kinds of great stuff over there. You should go over and check him out. He, like myself, is doing a push to 100 subscribers. He's now over it according to his website, and he has a really intriguing contest going on. He wants us to talk about our top 5 earliest musical memories. And I figured participating in this would give me a chance to talk to you about just what a weird child I was, and some of the different types of memory that I have over the years. So I'm not going to be in any particular order, but all of these are from when I was like 2 to 5. So this would be in the early to mid 60s. I was born in 1963, so that'll give you a clue as to where it is. My first memory, go-go dancing on the couch. When I was 3, Hullabaloo, Shindig were on the air. My mom and I were home by ourselves a lot. My dad was working for the railroad before their divorce, and so he wasn't home only maybe 2 or 3 days a week. And we would sit and watch the variety shows. My mom loved variety shows, and I got into music early because she loved music. One of my earliest memories is dancing on the couch to the Beach Boys' Barbara Ann. Ba 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 Barbara Ann. I had that 45. I think I was 3. And we had this long couch, and I got up on the couch and stood up on the. My mom, I don't know why she let me do it. Got up standing on the couch like it was one of the go-go cages on one of those shows, and started dancing as the record played, and I got more and more hysterical, and eventually I tripped and fell and hit my head on the table. Mom was mortified. But that's the first head hit, and that's where it goes from there. I have vivid memories of the small house we lived in Waverly, Washington, smallest town in Washington State at the time. It no longer is. And the TV was on the right and dancing around. It was a weird little memory. My second memory is of our song, my song. When I was a kid, from 3 to 5, I think, or 4 to 6, every 6 weeks I had to go in and get a gamma globulin shot. I had a low immunity, and so they gave me one of these shots every 6 weeks. And if I got the shot without crying, without causing a fuss, Mom would buy me a record. I got so many records that way. And I was buying regular stuff. I mean, I was buying the Beach Boys. I remember buying Al Martino, one of my mom's favorites, Wayne Newton. But all of those compared into a song that I actually inherited from my mom. She had bought the single a year or so before I was born. It was actually a hit a couple years ahead of time. And whenever she played it, I would feel better. The song was We'll Sing in the Sunshine. It was by a young Canadian performer named Gail Garnett. And she was only 20 when it hit the chart in a big way. And I think it was, I don't know what it was about that song. And the flip side, Prism Song was also really good. Mom, whenever I get all cranky or whatever, Mom would tell me to go listen to my song. And so I'd take my little, it was like this big, it was a little blue GE record player, kids record player. And I would go and play my song, and I would feel all better. I still have that 45 somewhere. It's not in great shape, but I still have it. And I still love the song. I liked Helen Reddy's remake of it too, in the 1970s. It was just really good. And I have very happy memories of my mom and I listening to that song together. Number 3, one of my 2 obsessions when I was a little kid. The first time I ever saw These Boots Are Made for Walking on television performed by Nancy Sinatra. Excuse me. I fell hard for Nancy Sinatra. I was 3, I think. And that was I think what inspired my go-go dancing earlier, I mentioned earlier. Loved that song, loved the video, and it was a lot of fun. I remember playing the video when I was a kid. There was this restaurant in Spokane, or somewhere in a Spokane suburb, this Chinese restaurant that my mom and I would go to for lunch whenever we'd be in town, which was maybe a couple times a month. It was called the Shangri-La, and they had a Scorpio-tone video jukebox. And I used to play these Boots Are Made for Walking every time we went in, along with Tijuana Taxi by Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass. Those were great songs. Those were great memories. And anytime Nancy Sinatra was on TV, I would be there watching. Anytime she was on the radio, I would be turning the volume up. I really had a hot thing for Nancy Sinatra when I was 3. As crazy as it sounds. I just thought she was really pretty. The other obsession I found on Saturday mornings or afternoons when I was about 3 or 4, and that was American Bandstand. Memory number 4, I remember watching American Bandstand almost every week. I was either at home watching it on our big color TV, or I would be at the local train depot where my father worked. He would take me down sometimes on Saturday so Mom could have some time to clean house and stuff, and he was always home on the weekends. He would take me down, set me up in their little office lounge, and turn on the TV, and I'd watch cartoons and American Bandstand and whatever movie channel 2 or 4 from Spokane played that afternoon until it was time to go home. I remained a religious bandstand watcher until its final season on ABC. We did not get the syndicated one, and the terrible version of it from USA Network with David Hirsch, never interested. Dick Clark was one of the greats. He was terrific, and Bandstand was terrific. And I have memories from watching it for over 20 years. I wish they'd clear music rights and put them out on DVD, because I'd love to see them again. My 5th memory is kind of a group of memories. It's myself and my mom driving. Again, my father was away a lot, and sometimes at the time I would get fussy, or I just would need help getting to sleep, and my mom would bundle me up with a blanket in the back seat. Now this is 1966, 65, 66, 67. I was 3 to 5 years old. This was before car seats came along, before seat belts were required. And we had this huge Mercury Park lane. My mother would wrap me up in a blanket, lay me on the back seat, and just drive. And I have happy memories of that, and memories of the music. She would always have the radio on. I remember one night we went driving after I'd watched the Flintstones on TV. So it was still on in prime time, so I don't know when that was. And I have memories of laying there on the back seat of the car, looking out the back window, watching the trees go by, watching the wires, and hearing Wichita Lineman by Glenn Campbell on the radio. And I would always wake up the next morning in my bed when that happened. I remember driving through Spokane, again, when I was little, either on the front, I don't know if I was sitting in the front seat or in the back seat, but I remember KSPO radio was one of her favorite stations, and I remember Mrs. Robinson by Simon and Garfunkel playing, so that would have been 68. I remember being on the coast visiting our friends near just outside of Tacoma, out on the Olympic Peninsula, driving around and hearing the Doors Light My Fire on the radio. Probably started my fascination with Top 40 radio that continued until it all went to shit in 2000 or so. I don't like radio much anymore. It's just too much a clear channel repeater unless it's a classic channel. So, Jeff, those are my favorite earliest musical memories. I hope you like my entry. I love your channel. I think everything that you do out there is so much fun. And I hope you'll come check out my channel too. And I hope everyone else will check out his contest. And I'd love to hear more of everybody's musical memories. Because this was a lot of fun for me to sit down and think about and reminisce. So thank you for the contest. I hope you like my entry, and I'll see everybody soon. Bye-bye.